Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to the FYO show.
What up, boys?
What's going on, man?
Pretty agitated, pretty upset. So I got some. I'm gonna have some hot takes today because I'm on one. I tell you that right now.
I heard you wanna let the people know how dedicated you are to this podcast.
Some of you may know I've been using a cell phone for this. Very unprofessional. I couldn't stand it. I sounded terrible, so I splurged a little bit. Got a full PC setup with the mic and the camera.
But
My
I heard
HDMI cord, it's trash. Won't work. Computer doesn't work.
I heard the camera though is for your OnlyFans, right?
It's a little side hustle, but
Hey,
until the podcast starts bringing in money, I got to do something, boys.
I heard it was to buy the business sooner.
Start my own business, man.
It's not an 8 to 5 job, man.
I'm gonna start online pimping, dude. It's like a pimp, but just OnlyFans whores.
Kyle, you have been having some allergy issues.
Yeah, I'm a little stuffed up, boys.
Yeah.
Hey, look, guys.
Sound about.
I'm pretty sad about my computer. I'm pretty stuffed up. My allergies kicking my ass, but I couldn't let the boys down. Okay, I got a sandwich next to me. I got a nice turkey sub. I don't know what the hell it is.
Oh my god!
I love a turkey sub,
dude. Turkey sucks, bro.
Turkey?
Turkey's ass.
It's a great lunch meat. It's a great lunch meat.
Turkey's great. Turkey.
I got some salami in my fridge.
Turkey with some Swiss cheese and mayo.
Dude, you're saying the worst, dude. Swiss sucks too.
What?
I'm not a big mayo guy, but
Swiss is ass as well.
Dude, you got some fucking hot takes here.
Dude, turkey is gross. Thanksgiving time comes around, the last thing I'm interested in is some turkey, bro.
Yeah, but turkey lunch meat and turkey fucking that comes out of the fucking oven are about two different kinds of turkey.
Same turkey, bro. Just throws that shit.
Jesus, I can't.
It's like mushrooms, dude. You like mushrooms too?
I love mushrooms on pizza.
What the fuck?
Kyle, how you feel about mushrooms?
Dude, fuck mushrooms, bro.
Yeah, there we go.
I like to put fungus on my pizza.
Mushrooms suck, dude.
Yeah, but you'll fucking take some and go to another fucking planet, but you won't put some.
That's totally different, dude.
That is different.
I'm not doing it for the taste. I can tell you that.
He's trying to choke that shit down quick, actually.
Oh.
Dry as hell. No, thank you.
I was watching a podcast earlier. It was and this guy was, I think he was wanting to try mushrooms, and this midget was with like on a show. Sorry, little people, and he's like, I want to do mushrooms. He's like, I brought mushrooms with me. You want some? He's like, I took a microdose this morning. He's like, man, yeah, I'll do it. But it was, I can't remember what it was, but it was. I watched lots of podcasts.
Oh.
Yo, while K-Tate figures out what's going on, I'm gonna refresh everybody with the good old straight to the dome chug, like I used to do on the UFC show. R.I.P. It has become part of the FYO show. I fucking keep fucking up that fucking. The UFC show has been absorbed into the FYO show. It's easier for me to just do a segment on here than do a whole podcast, because then and plus you guys are pretty good about, hey, let's get on Tuesday night and do this, because when I was doing my podcast I'd be like, oh, fucking Tuesday, like, oh, I don't want to do this, and then I'd put it off till Wednesday and then sometimes Thursday. But with you guys actually doing it, I'm like, hey, I gotta be here. I gotta be there for the boys. So
gotta keep you motivated, bro.
I can let myself down, but I can't let you guys down. You know what I'm saying? We're good accountability buddies.
Works out. Yeah.
So we got some Tang, because I'm a big fan of Tang.
Oh yeah, this guy's born in the '80s.
I like Tang of any sort.
I didn't even know they still made that shit.
Is that a poo tang joke?
Booty Tang? You guys remember that?
Is he chugging off camera? I can't see. Make some noise.
No, he's
Oh,
chugging.
I made it. It wasn't cold either. I can't remember what one that I drank. It was like ice cold. I think it was like milk. I think chugged like milk or something. I was like, God, that's cold. It gave me like an ice cream headache, like right there. Should we start the show? I think
Yeah,
we
man.
got enough pre-show banter, right?
We go. Yeah. Oh god.
So our pre-main event topics. I know you guys are chomping at the bit to talk about this Donovan Mitchell trade between the Jazz and the Cavaliers. Puts one team into contention, puts another into rebuilding mode. It's kind of one of those crazy things. Like, I don't know. I don't know as an NBA owner or just anything. I don't know if I would salvage that much to get one player. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know.
To be honest,
So-
man, watching Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs, he's worth it. I think he's worth it. The Rudy Gobert and him just weren't working out. I think he's worth it. I mean, was it seven first round picks?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
2 flops.
I thought it was like I thought it was 4 and 3 swaps or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I know it was a shit ton of picks.
Total,
It's
like
20
total with the Gobert trade and the Mitchell trade combined.
Oh.
That's yeah.
So it's the Mitchell trade is a 23, a 25, and a 27 first round, and then a 20, 24, 28, and 29 swaps, I think. And then obviously, dude, I mean, the Cavs were giving away like their whole future for this one player, which is, I mean, they're in win now mode.
But it's kind of crazy because their core now is all mainly under 25, right?
Yeah, they're young, bro. They're really young.
So that could keep them in contention for a while.
Yeah, and I think Donovan Mitchell just signed long term, didn't he?
I can't remember I don't know if he signed or
I think he did. I think he's making
He
like
signed the
30
max.
this year. Yeah, I think he's got like a 30 million. And then they still got Garland, obviously, who's an all-star point guard. Jared
So
Allen.
how do you think the fit's going to work in
Huh?
Cleveland? How do you think that fit's going to work?
Perfectly. Darius Garland can play off anyone. I think he's got one of the best handles in the league, very underrated. I think he's going to pair well with Donovan Mitchell. I think that's what Mitchell needed. He needed a backcourt guy who can keep up with him. And
Dude, when
Mike Conley getting old.
when Mike Conley stayed healthy, they were good. Conley was just like you said, old dude.
Yeah, he's getting up there. And then Rudy Gobert and him were never a good fit. Donovan Mitchell's not a passer. Rudy Gobert is he's becoming immobile, honestly. He's getting older.
Last podcast, you said the West is getting weak or the weakest it's ever been.
Yeah, I think it is.
Minnesota's another team that got better, dude. Minnesota's scary, dude.
Yeah, but were the Jazz better than Minnesota is right now?
Minnesota's better than the Jazz were last year and the last 3 years. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think so.
Yeah, let's look at Anthony Edwards versus Donovan Mitchell. Who you taking?
Donovan Mitchell.
I'm taking Anthony Edwards right now.
No way.
To start a franchise? Yeah, I'm going Ant, dude.
No, I'm talking who's the better player right now. I'm not worried. Like,
Oh, yeah, well-
if we're doing franchise, then of course. But yeah, I'm talking the better player right now. I'm taking Donovan Mitchell.
Isn't that big of a gap right now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They have nobody like Towns.
Who?
The Jazz had nobody like Towns.
Right. I don't know. The Jazz were a 1 seed, and I don't see Minnesota being a 1 seed. The Jazz weren't a 1 seed last year, but the year before they were a 1 seed.
Yeah, being a 1 seed got them nowhere. So who
yeah,
cares
but
about
it was
that?
a 1 seed in the West, though.
Yeah, it's a big deal, but a lot of 1 seeds don't win finals.
No, but I'm taking the 1 seed over a team that was a playoff in or a play-in team, and that I think they're going to be a play-in team this year. So
Yeah. Do you think you get rid of like Jared Allen and put Mobley at the 5?
no, absolutely not. Like I think Mobley could stretch the floor.
If they pull off 2 7-footers, man, that'd be great to see.
Yeah.
The NBA is going in that direction. Just fucking every position needs to be long.
Yeah.
I guess that's their thing.
I think the Cavs need to swap LeVert for a suitable small forward. Honestly, if I'm the Cavs GM right now, I'm calling about Wiggins, trying to get him back in Cleveland. I think Wiggins would be a perfect addition to that starting five right there, instead of over Levert.
Why do you think people aren't trading for Wiggins?
I don't really know, man. I really don't know. I think Wiggins just is comfortable where he's at for sure. I mean, he's trying to win titles, and he doesn't fit it anywhere better
And
than
prove that
Golden
he's
State
not a
currently.
bust or what?
I don't think he's a bust. I mean, is he a number one pick? Probably shouldn't have been. I mean, it was a weak draft class at that point, but I wouldn't consider him a bust. He's averaged what, 18 points for his career. I'm not going to consider that a bust.
He's a bust.
No way.
For first pick of the draft,
Dude,
the first pick of the draft, dude.
Yeah, he's not a bust.
Dude, I think you could lace up and average 18 on Golden State.
What?
Yeah, easily.
No.
Andrew Wiggins is a bust. He's not Jamarcus Russell. You know, all
Hey,
due respect, biggest bust.
Totally
ever.
different sport.
Yeah, but he said that if you're gonna call me a bust, call me the biggest bust ever. So I make sure I give him his props.
Right. When you consider bust, you think of like Greg Oden because he couldn't be healthy. Kwame or Darko Milicic, all those people that were 1-2. Dude, there's no way you're gonna call a guy who averages 18 points a game for his career bust.
For a first pick in the draft, like what is he then? Be underwhelming? It's a bust.
I mean, is he an underwhelming? Who in that draft class was better than him?
Well, you know the draft. You put me on the spot, but do you know that draft class?
I mean, I don't, but that's just saying. He's the only one you can remember. Who was the other one? Jabari Parker? And he playing?
So the same year.
Yeah, Jabari Parker's number 2.
Oh man, I guarantee you there had to be at least 2 players better than him. At least.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think 18. I don't think if you're averaging 18 for your career, you can be considered a bust.
You think
a lot of people would be considered a bust?
We need to look at like replace Wiggins with an X player. Dude, does Golden State still win? It's just like let's think of replacements. Yeah, easily.
But I'm not saying he's like a great player for the team. I'm saying that he fits perfectly in that team.
That's what I'm saying. That's why no one's trading for him.
You're right with Jabari Parker. He was number 2.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Joel Embiid
was 3.
He was 3. Yep.
Okay.
Let's see.
That was a risk. I mean, still risky pick.
Yeah, he had foot problems, so you would have never known. So.
I mean, there's some people I've heard of. So like Embiid, Aaron Gordon, Exum, Marcus Smart, Julius Randle.
Okay.
Marcus Smart over
Zach LaVine, TJ Warren.
I'd much rather have Marcus Smart on my team than Andrew Wiggins.
Not me.
Silly.
Did you guys hear LaVine? TJ Warren.
Yeah, I love Zach LaVine. Probably the best in that class.
These Rodney Hood.
Goodness.
Who else? I don't think there was.
Did you take Julius Randle over
Bogdanovich was also in that draft class.
No.
You don't take Julius Randle over Wiggins?
No.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And then Joe Harris is a pretty decent player too, right?
He's okay.
Okay.
So the only 2 you're taking over is Embiid and Marcus Smart. And I think Marcus Smart's debatable.
Dinwiddie was a second round pick in that class too.
Yeah. Dinwiddie's not better than Wiggins.
Dinwiddie's not bad though.
No, I like Dinwiddie, but I don't think he's better than Wiggins.
Jokic was in the second round pick in that draft class as well.
Okay, well, that's ridiculous. So,
2-time MVP, right?
If that draft comes back around, I'm still taking Wiggins in top 5 there. So he's not a bust.
You're still taking him top 5?
Yeah, because you figure you got to take Jokic 1. Obviously, if you're redoing this draft, you're taking Jokic 1, Embiid, and then LaVine. And then I'm probably still taking Wiggins over Marcus Smart. I know you like the defensive player of the year. Fair enough. I like the 20 points a game. And I think Andrew Wiggins is not bad.
I've only been to one NBA game. Seeing him live just wasn't impressive. Karl Anthony Towns was so much more like eye test. Like you could just tell he was special. Wiggins, volume shooter. The only reason he shot good at Golden State is because he got good looks only. He's always been low percentage volume shooter. That's what he is. And he can
He's not
defend. He
he's
can
not a
defend.
busted.
But nobody was talking about his defense until he went to Gold State.
Okay, and this is his first year as an All-Star as well, though. So he's just getting better.
First year at Gold State.
Okay, and he's an All-Star.
Oh, I hope he does leave, dude. So I hope he leaves. prove my point. Leave. Go stink somewhere else.
I think he can still be an All-Star. I'm not going to say he's going to be a superstar, but I think he's still an All-Star.
I don't think he should have been an All-Star this year. So
You know who
He's
I
a
think
starter.
should. You know who I think should leave?
Steph.
Jake Paul.
Okay.
I think he should just leave this earth.
That's a good transition. Let's transition to that. That's a good transition. Let's get into that.
Yeah. So I kind of
Cavs are a 1 seed though. Last thing I'm going to say on that.
I was just trying to transition it, and it just.
You're fine. You're fine. That's a fair transition point.
No, we got moving on from the basketball. I mean, we could, you guys, like we said, we can talk about like anything for fucking an hour. Yeah, and I'm sure when NBA season comes around, there's gonna be plenty for us to talk about. So yeah, Jake Paul is gonna fight Anderson Silva here coming up. When is that? October
29th.
October 29th. I'm pretty much signing Jake Paul's death certificate on this one. Like, I think, in my opinion, Anderson Silva has too much pride to take a fucking dive.
I hope you're right, bud.
Tyrone Woodley, no. Ben Askren, no.
No.
Who else has he fought? He fought KSI's little brother or something.
Yeah, he did, and he beat him. And then Nate Robinson, who is 5'9".
That was a joke.
5 foot reach.
Yeah. Nate Robinson would. I mean, obviously he maybe didn't take a dive, but he would. I don't think he's above taking a dive.
I wouldn't say so. I mean, he probably got $500,000 for it. More than he's made recently.
Dude, I hope you're right, Brian. I hope Jake Paul hangs the hat up after this loss, but I'm scared, dude.
I don't think he'll hang up that. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
You said he wanted him to leave. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. You said he needs to leave the earth.
That's who I wanted to leave the earth. But no, I don't really hate Jake Paul that much. I mean, I understand what he's doing. Like, I understand that he is drawing attention to himself. He's selling these fights because everybody wants to see him lose. If he fights Anderson Silva and loses, I don't think it hurts his boxing career. I still think he can go on and do some more bullshit fights. I think that Anderson Silva is going to beat him. He don't know. He fucking wiped the floor with fucking Tito, yeah. Tito came at him pretty aggressively, but fucking Tito is an old 40. Anderson Silva is not.
So Tito's not a striker either. Like, he's never been a terrific striker. Anderson Silva being 40, yeah, for sure. And Anderson Silva being 47 scares me a little bit, but I also can't ignore that Anderson Silva is also 6'4", has crazy reach.
Oh yeah,
and it's just pinpoint.
I think at worst he keeps him at bay, outpoints him, makes it a fight. If anything, I think he might take more money to take a decision win over a knockout. Then it looks good for Jake Paul because he's fought someone who's a legit MMA legend, known for striking. It helps his career. Silva still makes good money here. I think that'd be the only way. I mean, it would make sense of like, hey, well, don't knock Jake out. You can get your win, which you're probably gonna get, but just don't knock him out.
Yeah, I think Silva wins by decision. I don't think he knocks Jake Paul out. No.
Do you guys respect Jake more at the end of this fight if he either wins or takes it to decision? It's legitimate, and
I respect Jake Paul in general. Like, I know we can talk and hate on him. I think as much as like people hate on Jake Paul, I think he's brought so much awareness back to boxing that it's kind of crazy. So I respect him in that sense. I think his promotion is a fucking joke. It's like the MVP or whatever the fuck he calls it. His boxing promotion. I think it's a scam.
I don't think he's with that one promotion, Triller. I don't think he's with them anymore.
No. He has his own boxing promotion. It's called MVP or something like that. And I think it's a fucking joke. I think they pay people off, but
neither here nor there. But
yeah,
people are tuning in for it. So, I mean, I feel like boxing in general is kind of getting a. I think Jake Paul only added to the kind of somewhat resurgence of boxing here lately. I feel like we've always had kind of like people look forward to like maybe a couple pay-per-views here and there during the year, like Canelo fighting, Floyd Mayweather when he was fighting, Pacquiao was fighting for a little bit there too. So you look forward to like some of those pay-per-views, but I think the heavyweight scene is jumping back on like the mainstream because you've got like kind of like these 5 or 6 people in heavyweight boxing right now, and as much as the skill and everything lies in the lower weights, the casual fans are watching heavyweight boxing looking for a knockout or looking for like a slugging match. And I think heavyweight boxing is kind of back there again. The Klitschko's kind of killed it for a while. If you kind of like, they
were just so good compared to everybody else. Yeah.
And they wouldn't fight each other. And then they kind of had a boring style.
Yeah.
But now you got Anthony or it's Andy Ruiz. I keep wanting to say Anthony, but it's Andy Ruiz. He's a Mexican American fighter. He shocked the world by beating Anthony Joshua and winning all those titles. He ended up losing them back to Joshua, but then you had Deontay Wilder out here fucking everybody out,
killing people.
Fury came back out of he had somewhat of a retirement before he fought Klitschko and won his
Klitschko's.
Yes, and then you had Fury and Wilder and Joshua and Ruiz, and now even this Usyk guy out of, I think it's Russia.
He's Ukrainian.
Okay, yeah, because I forgot they were talking about how he was going back to fight in his country or something like that.
For like some battalions they got back there. Yeah.
But you got this guy, and like it's just, I feel like heavyweight boxing is kind of making a resurgence with all these guys. Fury probably on his way out. Wilder, he's probably gonna stick around for a little bit longer, but I feel like this heavyweight division is just kind of crazy with like the amount of talent and fights they can make in heavyweight boxing right now.
Yeah, I think heavyweight with, like you said, Usyk, he's undefeated and he's an Olympic gold medalist out of the Ukraine, and he's beat Joshua twice now, which is just absurd to say. And then he's talking about taking a break till about April. So now you got Fury and Joshua talking. We'll see what happens there. They always seem to be talking and then never happens. But other than the heavyweights, man, I think you got the lightweights, and they're loaded, man. They got Ryan Garcia, who's probably got the fastest hands we've ever seen. They got Devin Haney, who's also an Olympic gold medalist. Who just fought? Canelo. Canelo's a super middleweight, but
I mean, he's still lower in weight compared to, I feel like.
He just lost to fucking Dmitry Bivol, and I couldn't believe it, man. He jumped up to light heavyweight to try to fight him and got fucking routed by that guy.
He has no competition with where he's at.
Right.
So why not try?
The thing is, he was at super middleweight, and they got a guy, Terrence Crawford.
Oh, Crawford's a badass.
Dude, he is the best boxer, I think, on the planet right now. And everybody's afraid to fight him. It's crazy. But you got Terrence Crawford. He's sitting there like super middleweight or super welterweight or something like that. And then, like I said, that lightweight with like Lomachenko is still sitting there.
Oh, Lomachenko.
I love that fucking guy. Lopez is still fighting.
Gervonta Davis.
He's a fucking mammoth too, and I think he's going to be fighting Terrence Crawford soon.
Yeah, Gervonta's good, dude.
Triple G. Gillen,
He's fighting Canelo. He's fighting Canelo.
Yep.
Is that the fourth fight?
Third. First one was a draw. Second one was split decision for Canelo. And now this is I think they got 2 fights lined up, a third and a fourth.
Earl Spence Jr. too. He's a fucking badass.
He's a lightweight too, yeah. Who did he just fight? He just fought a type lightweight. I think he lost, but I think he lost. It was either Teofimo Lopez or it might have been Lomachenko, and I think he might have lost.
Some of these guys, sometimes I need a refresher course on names, and I'm like, oh yeah, that guy too, he's good.
I think Vasily Lomachenko just smoked it.
Lomachenko's a fucking badass, though.
He's a monster, dude. And then I think Ryan Garcia needs to fight a top fighter. I think that's his problem. He's not fighting anybody decent yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what he can do. I don't know if he's got the chin for it. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's some guys that, like, we're going to see how good they are. They're like that Ali's grandson. He's kind of one of those guys where you don't know what he's going to do. He's kind of riding high off of his grandfather's last name. And but he's 5-0. I don't think they're putting him up against stiff competition, but I mean, we'll see where he goes to.
Yeah, they really never do with young boxers, though. They always give them light fights.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they did with Tyson. Tyson fought nobodies too until he fucking was like, he had like 30 some pro fights before he ever.
Yeah, Joshua fought like fucking 0-10 people before he fucking started competing for a title.
But yeah. Boxing is a fun sport to watch. The only thing that, like, boxing, it's the sweet science, but like like fighting to me is UFC. Like that puts together everything.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, like you can't just rely on striking, because if you go up against a wrestler, you're gonna get screwed once you get down to they take you down. It's one of those things it's all together. So I mean that's my opinion, but
transitioning back to heavyweight though with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, dude, that's gonna be a crazy fight, man. If it does happen, I've been waiting for that fight.
I think he beats Joshua handedly.
Really?
Because I don't
think so.
I think Wilder would beat Joshua handedly.
I don't think so. I think Wilder beats Usyk if they fight. I think Wilder beats Ruiz as well.
Ruiz is good. He's on his comeback trail, kind of proved that, he deserved to kind of be here, which he did, but I just I think fucking Wilder destroys him.
Yeah, I think styles make fights. That's the way like everybody's always taught, styles make fights. And I think Anthony Joshua's way of fighting, I think he's better suited against Fury than Wilder ever was. I don't think Fury has the power to knock out Joshua, and I think Joshua is more technical compared to Wilder and Fury. So
he'll find something, though. He'll find something in his game, because that's what Fury does. He did the same thing to Wilder. Wilder was so dominant toward everybody.
He was, but Wilder has that one punch where Joshua can mix up those combinations, and Joshua doesn't gas as much as Wilder did. And I think Fury gets more tired as the rounds go by too, carrying.
Wilder was wearing a 30-pound showpiece to the ring. That's why he got tired.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. And then but I think Fury's 6'9". Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, man.
Through the mic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking wish.
Yeah, totally, dude. You get that PC up yet?
No, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He's got an OnlyFans stream after this, okay, guys?
God damn.
Yeah.
How much you charging a month, bro?
The second camera I have is below the belt, so I'm making money all the time.
Damn.
It's not an 8 to 5 job, bro.
Sir.
Oh, man.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, just like you said, styles make fights, just like in UFC, and I feel like one thing like in boxing, there's so many different styles, even though it's purely striking. There's just so many different styles.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing about Fury is as well is he's so long that some people are so scared to get inside on Fury. I think Joshua will rock him with body shots.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens, but I hope the fight happens because I will be purchasing it if it does.
Nice. Yeah, let's head into UFC. We got a little bit to talk about in the UFC. I mean, we just had a pretty sick main card with Gon versus Tuivasa. That was a banger fight. But I mean it was pretty good from top to bottom. I mean the prelims even had some good fights on there. My boy Saint Denis got a win by KO. And then Hasparat got a decision win. We said he was gonna win. The main card was pretty good too. Even with some of these people that I've never heard of. Jourdain lost. We kind of picked him, but
I thought Jourdain had what it takes to beat Wood. I'll be honest. I thought he had what it takes.
The one fight I did, I didn't know anything about either DiCirico or DiCirico. Is that how they say it? DiCirico?
Yeah,
so you say.
Yeah.
And then Kopylov. That was a good fight. It ended in the third round, but that was just banger, like just boom, back and forth.
Probably would have been fight of the night if it wasn't for the top fight.
Oh yeah. And then Imamov just kind of ragdolled Buckley.
Yeah, of course he did.
Bobby Knuckles and Vittori was a pretty good fight, I thought too. Mainly Whitaker took the first round off to kind of just figure out Vittori, and then after that it was just
I don't know, man.
Domination.
Vittori is weird, man. He's so hesitant, it costs him fights. And I like Vittori. I like his style. I like the way he fights, but he just could not touch Whitaker, man. It wasn't even close after the first round. Dude. And I think Whitaker could beat Adesanya if he keeps it up. We'll see what happens if Adesanya. Yeah. So if Whitaker, if Pereira doesn't beat Adesanya, which I think it's a knockout quick, I think Whitaker has what it takes. I really do.
You think Whitaker has what it takes?
Adesanya, yeah.
Oh, I think it's Pereira.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whitaker beats Pereira. Whitaker destroys Pereira. Takes him down and finishes him. Yeah, I think so. I think Whitaker takes him down and finishes him. For sure.
And then the main event was a pretty good one. Just like I thought, Cyril Gahn kind of stuck to his leg kicks and his body kicks and jabs. But, Tuivasa just, I did a live stream on TikTok and I was just doing a live reaction. I was just like, Tuivasa's got to make it a dogfight if he wants to win this fight. And about then, he gets in there, he ate a couple punches and he landed, a good overhand right on him. And, Tuivasa, I think he looked good compared to Derek Lewis fighting Cyril Gahn. Obviously, Cyril Gahn knows kind of what to do against these guys that just want to strike. But Tuivasa showed that he had a game plan. I don't think Derek Lewis ever has a game plan.
If Derek Lewis can't knock you out, then it's over for him.
Like, I don't think he I don't know what his training regimen is, or if they have a game plan, or they break down tape, or if it's just like, hey, we're gonna work out, we're gonna get you in shape, and what little shape we can get you in.
We're just gonna throw haymakers. That's all.
And then just throw.
Yeah.
But like Tuivasa kind of looked like he had somewhat of a plan going in. And
Tuivasa is technical
compared to like Derek Lewis. I think Tuivasa will stick around in the top 5. He might get a shot someday, but like I think Cyril Gahn's obviously the next choice. You know, he's probably gonna fight Jones or Nagano whenever, you know, that goes down. But yeah, I think he's next in line. I think he kind of is he's in that placeholder spot right now. He's not upper echelon like Jones and those guys yet, but he's getting to that point. Like he's better than the rest of the top 10. Like, so he's better than, you know, everybody else, but like he's just not quite at that elite level yet. But I think heavyweight is still a stacked division. Like you've got Aspinall in there, you got Blades in there. Who else is in there? It's a great division. Whereas it used to be one of the worst divisions because it was like nobody was there. I'm gonna take what?
Tim Sylvia.
Tim Sylvia, the Maniac, dude. I love the Maniac.
Greatest heavyweight champ of all time.
The worst heavyweight champion ever.
Dude,
bro.
Dana White did not want him as champion.
Nobody wanted him as champion, man.
What are you talking about? He beat Jeff Munson.
The dude where'd he go? Oh, Dylan left.
He's pissed, dude. He hates Tim Sylvia, bro.
He's pissed about Munson.
Big Munson guy.
Big Munson. We're talking about Munson, the guy from Kingpin, right? The movie?
He was bald.
That was Roy Munson.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Oh, he's back on his PC now. Shit. It's about to get real.
Wow, way to flex on me.
You probably don't have his audio on yet. But no, it was a good card, top to bottom. Then we got a pretty good card coming up. It's the Chimaev versus Diaz card, and it's gonna be a good one. Oops.
All right, boys. Sorry about that.
Your brother, you finally let your brother finally let you get on your
Yeah,
PC?
he got off, and I had to flex my PC on Tate here.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Yeah.
But nah, I mean, like I was saying, it was a pretty good card overall. I think this pay-per-view here, obviously not a ton of like amazing fights. I think they kind of added a few just to kind of make it interesting, but who knows? I think there's even some pretty decent fights on the prelims. Have you ever heard of Chris Barnett? Not Kyle, Dylan?
Yeah, the black guy that did the front flip after he won.
Oh yeah, that guy's pretty fun to watch. And then this Jake Collier, who's been as low as 185. They're both fighting each other. Collier's a tough guy. Jamie Pickett's fighting too on the prelims. Jalton Almeida is fighting on the prelims. So there's some guys that you've heard of there on the prelims, and women. Norma Dumont's fighting as well. But the main card, you got Johnny Walker, who, you know, infamously got hit and just
Died. Yeah.
he had like the most delayed reaction to a knockout I've ever seen.
He's the most overrated fighter coming into the UFC probably ever. He Because his first fight, he fucking everybody. He got the guy with the spinning back fist, some nobody, and yeah, knocks him out, and then he gets smoked his next 3 fights or some shit.
He's fighting Kutalaba, which Kutalaba's a pretty fun guy to watch from Moldova.
I think Kutalaba beats him.
Yeah. Chiason versus Irene Aldana. That's I mean, women's fights are so hard to predict for as far as like who wins. But that fight should be pretty good. Aldana and Chiason. And then Kevin Holland's fighting again. I like watching Kevin Holland, especially since he's been at welterweight, but this one's gonna be a catchweight. I don't even remember what catchweight it is.
I think it's 165.
165?
I think so because I'm pretty sure Daniel Rodriguez was a lightweight and he came up. But I think I like Daniel Rodriguez a lot, and I think he beats him. I love me some Kevin Holland, but I think Daniel Rodriguez is the upset pick tonight, or of that fight.
And then Li Jingliang.
Yeah.
Jingliang is how you say
Yeah,
it.
Ji Liang, yeah.
He's fighting Tony Ferguson, who Ferguson's coming he's coming back to fight after being sent to the fucking Shadowlands.
Dude, he looked good in that fight before he got just
he
dropped,
did, but like, so it's like, but Zheng Liang, he's a tough fighter. He's been in the UFC since 2014. I think I looked up. He's been there since, and he's like 11-5 in the UFC. So he's a gamer, and especially at welterweight. Naturally, that's where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
And Ferguson's coming up from 155. So I think, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a good fight for Ferguson here, but
I love me some Tony Ferguson. Yeah, I think he's one of my favorite fighters I think I've ever watched. But unfortunately, yeah, like you said, he's coming up from welterweight. He didn't have power at lightweight. I can't imagine he has power at welterweight, and I think his chin's broken. So yeah. I think Gaethje kind of started the chin breaking, and I think Michael Chandler kind of just showed how far it's dropped.
The main event is a tough one. Now, like I'm gonna preface this because I told you this earlier too. I was trying to get you going in our group chat, but no, I honestly Nate Diaz versus Chimaev. Everybody thinks it's just gonna be a fucking slaughtering, like throwing a sheep to the wolves. But like I just don't see it like that. I mean, I do think that Chimaev is the clear pick here. But I think there are things that Nate Diaz can do that can get to Chimaev. You'd say that Chimaev's going to come in here and take him straight to the ground and smother him, right? Is that what the game plan is, right?
He is going to smash him.
Smash him, right? Nate Diaz is a Cesar Gracie high level black belt jiu-jitsu guy.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his brother, right?
Yep.
Are you gonna tell me that he can't fight off his back? He's been doing this for years.
He has.
He's been grappling for years.
He has. He ain't better than Gilbert Burns on the ground. He ain't better than Gilbert Burns. And dude, Chimaev is a fucking monster. And
he is.
And Nate Diaz is old. He hadn't fought in a year and a half.
But the last guy he fought is the champion now.
He did, and he got one lucky shot. Other than that, he's getting his ass whipped the whole fight. Nate Diaz has a history of not being able to beat the best. And Khamzat is the best. He's gonna be welterweight champion for sure. If Leon, they're talking Leon fights fucking Jorge. That better not fucking happen.
Never fucking.
That better not fucking happen.
I will take I don't know I won't quit watching, but I don't know how to fucking stick it to Dana White.
I won't. Yeah, I won't buy that pay per view if he fucking puts or Jorge in the title fight. And then Khamzat beats everybody. I don't care. Like I love me Leon Edwards, and I think he beats Usman again.
If Kamzat gets cocky and tries to keep this standing, I feel like it favors Diaz, because Diaz has some of the best boxing in the lightweight division and probably the welterweight division. He has some of the best boxing. They're known for boxing. I think if he tries to keep it standing with Diaz, he's gonna get flustered because he's gonna slap him and he's gonna start talking shit to him. We haven't had anybody do that to Kamzat, so we don't know how it's gonna do. What's gonna happen to him? Does he get pissed and let his emotions get the best of him?
No. So
we don't know that. We haven't seen that though.
I mean,
I'm not saying that it won't happen.
Gilbert Burns
I
took
don't
him
think
deep.
Idiot Khabib's boys are bitches, dude.
Kamzat
Like
not Khabib. Kamzat not
Kamzat's
Khabib.
he's not Dagestan.
Sweden.
He's Sweden. Yeah.
He's Swedish.
Yeah.
Swedish.
Yeah.
Like those little candies, Swedish fish.
Okay, let me ask you this though: has Nate Diaz fought anybody with the power of Kamzat? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's close.
Maybe not recently. Probably over the course of his career. He's never been knocked out though. Technically,
he hasn't been TKO'd. Yeah, he's been.
It was a TKO, but
he's never been cold. No, he's never been knocked out cold. And it was doctor stoppage.
Yeah, it was against Jorge, right?
Yeah, and
doctor stoppage.
Yeah, Jorge doesn't have more power than Kamzat does.
No, I don't think that either. But I don't. If he drags him into deep water, that power's going to go away.
Yeah,
I just don't think.
I don't know.
I just think. Here's the thing. I don't necessarily think that Nate Diaz is going to win this fight. I don't necessarily think that, but I do think there are certain things that can get him a victory against Chimaev, and it's going to be dragging him into deep water and getting the best of him, getting him in his fucking emotions. Because if he what's more disrespectful than getting fucking slapped in a fight? And then he's gonna fucking point to you, and he's gonna talk shit. He's gonna go Stockton, motherfucker, and he's gonna just keep doing it. And Chimaev's gonna be like, "Would you quit fucking slapping me?" And I feel like it might piss him off. And then if he doesn't control his emotions, that's where Diaz can get him. So, like I said, I don't necessarily think what I'm saying is 100% fact, but I think that's something that could happen in this fight.
Right. So the one thing I will say is with Kamzat, I know we're talking about dragging him into deep water. I don't think Diaz gets him into that deep water, because I think Kamzat is just going to take him down and just sit on him for 2.5 to 3 rounds. And it's going to take just as much out of Nate Diaz as it does Kamzat.
I think Diaz is going to make him work if he takes him down. I think he'll make him work.
I don't think I think Kamzat grappling is so far above most people.
He's a hell of a wrestler. I like Kamzat. I'm one of those people that I just kind of look at it from well, what if these things happen?
Yeah.
And what if this happens? This could, I think Diaz is a live dog here.
Yeah. If I'm a betting person, I'm looking at the freaking odds, and Kamzat's -10 or -1,050.
So you have to bet 1,050 to win 100.
Yeah. And Nate Diaz is +700. I would personally bet that just cuz. But
yeah.
But there is no way Kamzat loses. And then the last thing I'll say about Kamzat is if Volk doesn't beat Oliveira or Makhachev, whoever he ends up fighting, Kamzat is easily the next double champion, because he jumps to middleweight and smokes anyone in the middleweight division, decimates them.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kamzat's a very great fighter. I just I used to not be a Nate Diaz fan, and then he kind of won my respect when he fought Conor a second time and stuff like that. I just, I kind of became a fan of his, and I wanted him to beat Jorge because I fucking hate Jorge.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he's a punk ass bitch.
Yeah, but I
And
wouldn't say that to his face.
and someday I'll see him. Well, as long as I see his punch is coming, you don't sucker punch me. He got the best sucker punch in the game.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. He might have sucker punched somebody, but he still knocks my ass out. I'm gonna put that out there. Oh god.
All right, yeah. And then I'm just we'll throw this out to end the UFC talk here, but I think right now in this time right now we are living in the golden age of UFC. I think we've got some of the best fighters in the world right now in each division. Because I think there's just guys top to bottom in all divisions. We got them in heavyweight. We've got them in, even flyweight, maybe not so much. I think if you brought back Demetrius Johnson, hell yeah, I think flyweight could be kind of crazy there. I mean, looking at the top 5 there, I mean, Brandon Royval's pretty damn tough. Askarov pretty tough. Kai Kara France is tough. Pantoja, Moreno definitely tough, and Figueiredo. Those guys are some tough guys at flyweight.
I think I think the fling with flyweight is there's just too much of a gap between 2 and the rest because it's just been Figueiredo and Moreno. That's it, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, but we haven't seen really. And then they've got guys coming up too, so it's like you've got Dagestani guys coming up. You're like,
well, of course, but they're gonna take over. So
yeah. Bantamweight's one of those crazy ones too, right? We've got
Dagestan.
We've got what did I say, Dagestani?
No, I'm saying speaking of Dagestan because this is their division.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at champion Aljamain Sterling, tough, gritty guy. Him against Jan was pretty good. He had a good game plan against Jan. Dillashaw, I'd throw him the fuck out.
Get him the fuck out of there. As soon as he loses to Aljamain Sterling, don't ever fucking put him in a title fight again.
Exactly.
Oh, bitch.
Cheeto Vera, fucking he could potentially be the next champion.
Could be.
I think he's great. Aldo, he's a vet, fucking tough and gritty. I think Fonton's way out because his power he don't have the fucking power in his boxing anymore.
Mm-mm.
Dominic Cruz, he looked good in his last fight.
I thought he was winning until that round, until he got knocked out, bro.
Munoz, fucking Edgar. I don't know if Edgar is gonna be in there much longer. I don't know.
His next fight's his last.
Is it?
And I think he's fighting Cruz.
That's
probably retirement fight for both.
Oh man, I grew up being just such a fan of Edgar.
Edgar for throwback to him losing to Benson Henderson. Both those fights, bullshit. Didn't have him losing either of those fights.
Yeah. And then we got O'Malley, O'Malley is an enigma. We don't know how good his ground game is. He talks about how good his ground game is, but
we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Him versus Peter Yan. We're about to find out if he's real.
That's awesome though. I mean, this isn't gonna derail him at all though, in my opinion.
If he wins, he needs to fight Cheeto Vera again.
Yeah, I think that would be a great fucking rematch. I think it would be a fun fight to watch.
I think that's a fight night. Yeah.
You think I don't think
I think it should headline a fight night.
I don't think O'Malley fights on fight night though, do you?
Probably not. Probably not.
He's a pay-per-view main card guy.
Yeah,
now.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Then Umar Nurmagomedov, dude.
Champion. He'll be champ.
Champion material. He
will be champ.
Featherweight, you've got a dominant champion Volkanovski, but
no one's close.
But Holloway is so tough. Rodriguez is tough. Ortega is so good at submissions. I felt so bad that his elbow dislocated in his last fight.
Against Jair, yeah.
Dude, I am such a big fan of Ortega. I like watching all his fights. Qatar, Emmett.
Yeah.
Arnold Allen's he's a good guy.
He's
a
coming,
dude.
He's
a submission guy. Giga, he got a setback there, but I think he can climb back up. I think he's still got that in him. Bryce Mitchell, the fucking redneck
Trains on his
jujitsu.
farm.
Yeah. Sadiq Yusuf's a tough guy. I mean,
Promising, yeah.
they're all like, I think pretty much every division is good. Maybe it's just because we're watching it more than most casual fans, but I think when they hop on pay-per-views and they see these guys that they've never heard of, they're still giving these fucking great performances. I think we're living in the golden age right now because every division seems like it's good, even heavyweight for once.
Yeah. So the thing is, like going back to featherweight, the issue with featherweight is, dude, it's just one champion, just so dominant, and it's literally like John Jones ruling the light heavyweight division. Volkanovski is probably going to go down as one of the goats of MMA, and it's crazy considering he's only been fighting for 4 years. It's insane.
Yeah, he used to play rugby, right? He was like
200 heavyweight.
Yeah, and he cut all the way down to 145. Maybe the only thing you might say, like, the males are the best they've been. I think the women's division will. I think women's MMA is still kind of in its, I mean, it's been around for a while, but I still think there's the guys that have been doing this that are in those other weights. They've been doing this for a while. I think women's MMA just recently got popular, so you're seeing more and more younger girls getting into the sport. I think we're about a good, I'd say another 10 years before the women's divisions will be as good as the men's are right now, as far as anybody can beat anybody, or they're all gamers.
I'm saying this right now. I'm saying that the competition coming up to Nunes and Shevchenko, I think they're catching him. They're finally catching those two. I will say that in the competition.
Yeah. But like in between those, though, the ones in the top 5, yeah, they're coming for him. Yeah, but like some of these in the top 15,
yeah.
There's some of them that still like they're one-dimensional and stuff like that. There's like, and that's not like I said, they're getting more well-rounded because more and more younger girls are getting into this sport. So,
mm-hmm.
Do we want to? We're at about an hour right now. Do we want to talk about the ratings real quick?
Let's just do a quick one because we haven't heard Kyle in about an hour, and this is Kyle's domain here.
I was letting you guys go off the riff, man. You guys were getting it.
No, you're good, man. The people need to hear your voice, man.
Let me look at this list, dude. You sent me this earlier.
I did, yeah. There's a little cap or no cap right here.
I heard you got problems with it. That's for sure.
I do.
Do you want me to just kind of say the ratings? I can pull.
I got it right in front of me. So we'll start at 10 here. We'll just start at 10 and kind of go up, huh? Or you want to start at 1?
I say start at.
I hope we agree.
Start at 10 and then go down to 1 because I think that's kind of going to be the best way to decipher, to let people know.
Gotcha. All right. So how do you feel? How do you feel about number 10, Kyle?
2K got generous. I don't remember 2K being this generous with some of these ratings. I think 93 is a little high, dude. I put
for Jaw.
John Morant is number 10 with a 93 overall.
I think he's an easy 90-91. Like 2K, like I don't see why he's at 93 already.
Really?
Derrick Rose, what was the highest Derrick Rose ever was? 95, 96?
96, yeah.
And dude was an MVP.
Are you telling? Wait. So you're telling me that Derrick Rose prime is better than John Morant was last year?
Yes.
Yes,
his MVP season was better than John Morant.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Continue.
Compare the teams as well. Compare the teams.
Yeah, Chicago was loaded.
Loaded?
Dude, they were loaded compared to the Memphis, bro.
Give me Steven Adams over Joakim. Give me Jared Jackson over Carlos Boozer. Give me who's Chicago's fucking small forward? Mike Dunleavy.
They had Taj Gibson at the time, and they had Luol Deng in his prime.
Boozer started. Todd Gibson was a power forward.
Yeah,
Boozer started.
Taj Gibson.
Give me Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bain over Luol Deng. Don't get me started.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
still salty about that Lakers contract, I guess, but don't get me started on Luol Deng.
Gotcha.
All right.
Well, you think 93 is low? Is what you're telling me?
I think it's right on.
Okay, sure. So he's the 10th best player in the league.
I think actually no. He's better than the next few.
Oh my goodness.
So number 9 is Jason Tatum at 93 overall.
Gotcha. Yep. Get his ass off the list.
You're ridiculous, dude.
Dude, he's not good. He's not as good. Dude, he is. So he does nothing better than Kevin Durant. They got Kevin Durant at 4, right? Or something like that. He's up here. I don't know where he is. Dude, Jason Tatum ain't the best player on his team.
Yes,
I don't care. So
yes,
people have such a hard on for this guy. This guy
dude.
was shit in the whole playoffs. And he couldn't do anything in the finals. Who carried them in the finals?
He was shit the whole playoffs, is what you said?
He was pretty shit. He wasn't as good as everybody thought they were.
All right.
Everybody thought he was.
Put Jaw on Boston, they don't do the same thing. Guaranteed.
You're right, they probably win.
He's not ready. No.
Jaw is better than Jason Tatum by a country mile. Ain't even close.
Tatum's already been to 2 finals. You're capping. This is so much cap. Tatum's been to 2 finals, dude.
Jason Tatum hasn't been to 2 finals? This is his first final. And he sucked.
It did suck, first of all.
He did
show
suck.
up. I get it. But okay, well, John didn't even make it there. And when I mean like Eastern Conference Finals, what his rookie year, he's much more experienced. There's no reason that you're putting it. They're the same. First of all, they're rated the same. So for you to have a problem with it's ridiculous.
It's because he's not even close to Jaw. He's not close.
How? In what regard?
Dude, everybody
In what regard?
He's not. I don't think he's better in any way.
Jaw
I don't think
is
he's
a
got.
better
I don't think he's
finisher.
got a killer mentality at all. I'd say Jaw's just as decent of a shooter.
No,
he's got a good 3. He's got a good 3.
Tatum's mid-range game and low post are light years ahead of Jaws.
Yeah, well, Tatum's 6'9", 6'10".
Offensively, Tatum's better. Offensively, Tatum is better.
Tatum could shoot better.
Defense, and they're what?
Tatum could shoot a little bit better. The shooting is not as big.
He has a much deeper bag than Jaw, dude. As far as his offensive game,
athleticism ain't close. The shooting, I say the athleticism differential compared to the shooting differentials is not as far as you make it seem.
All right. Number 8 is Kawhi Leonard at 94 overall. Factor cap. Should he be higher or lower?
I think it's fine.
He's good. Yeah,
I think it's fine. Yeah, You can't. I would listen to someone who would say like he doesn't deserve it, but
because he's hurt. Yeah, no,
it's fine, dude. Like he'll come back and everyone will be quiet. So
he's a first team defensive, and he's light or 100% mid range. He doesn't miss. So
consistent, always shows like when he does play, he doesn't have bad games. Like Kawhi rarely has a bad game. Just 25, 25, 4 and 6, 2 steals every game, every single game. So that's fine.
All right. Number 7, Luka Doncic, 95 factor cap.
Cap.
Explain.
Cap. Explain. He's the best.
High or low? Oh, okay.
He's the best in the league. So I'm putting him. Okay. I'm putting him 1, and he's not. It's not like he's far off top here, but I think he does everything better than. I mean, obviously, number 2 on this list is close, but he's better passer. He can score in any way possible. His bag is just as deep as anybody else on the top ahead of him, especially number 1. Number 1's bag is not as deep. Dude, you're not about to get me started on number 4, bro.
Dude, if this list was about deepest bag, Kyrie would be number 1. Like, Luka
Kyrie ain't playing.
Doncic is going to be the greatest player in the NBA. in a
He
few
is
years.
already. He is
No, he's
already.
not. No,
Yes,
he's
he is.
not.
Dude, he's easily got the better bag than number one by far.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Better
He
passer.
is not as impactful, dude. I can tell you that right now, especially obviously on the defensive end. Especially. Giannis Antetokounmpo is an NBA champion, Finals MVP, and an MVP. It's disrespectful to say Luka's already ahead of him.
Luka is more impactful on the offensive end.
I think Luka had a 95, 96. I'd give him a 96. You've played 2K for years, dude. There's not a lot of 97s. And Luka has no defense whatsoever. You know how these 2K ratings work. You can't be a 98 if you don't have any defense, dude. Well, he plays the passing lanes. Sure, he's long. He's 6'8". He's long. He cannot lock anybody down on the perimeter in the paint. Small. If he's playing point guard, sure, other point guards are going to post him up, but they'll blow right by him.
Okay. I'm looking at two others on this list ahead of him that aren't great defensively.
Hold on a second. And if you're talking about KD, that's cap.
That's not. KD is not. Okay, whatever. We'll just keep going. Go ahead and announce number 5.
Number 6 is
Yeah.
the Joker at 96 overall. Jokic.
Okay. Jokic can't play defense. He can't move.
I beg to differ, dude. Look at Denver's stats on and off the court. When Jokic is on the court, their defense is through the roof. Yes, he
mans the middle.
He get killed in the pick and roll. I get it. And you deal with that because he's your entire offense.
He's
But
not
he can protect the rim.
He could protect the rim, but like he's not athletic enough to block shots against people come down the lane. He's soft down though. If anything,
He doesn't foul though.
He doesn't. No,
I don't care if you're not getting
Got good
blocked.
forward.
If you're contesting and don't foul, what?
he's got good forward, but I'm not going to say his defense is much better than Luka's.
I mean, it automatically is because he's 7 feet tall.
Well, yeah, but Luka's 6'10".
Luka
6'8".
plays point.
Okay.
He's not. Who's he guarding?
Okay.
He doesn't
Fast
guard.
players.
He doesn't guard the team's best point guard. Jokic doesn't have a choice. Jokic guards Embiid. Jokic guards talent. Like Jokic guards the big guys that he has to. Luka is every possession. They hide Luka on defense. They pick out the worst player or the player they know is just going to stand in the corner. They put Luka on him.
Okay.
He can't defend. And Jokic, MVP, and you're saying Luka's ahead of the MVP.
Yes.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think he makes a bigger impact than Jokic does on the court. And not to mention his playoff run this playoff run last year was amazing. He carried a shit team.
He is more efficient, and you can't sit there like
He's not. I wouldn't say he's more efficient. They're on the same level efficiency wise.
No, they're not. Luka doesn't shoot 50% from the field.
He's got to shoot close.
I think you'd be surprised.
Talking about shooters, number 5 is Steph Curry at 96 overall.
Yeah, no reason Steph couldn't be a 98. I'm not gonna lie.
I think his 3 is kind of crazy. I think his 3 being 11 better than Klay Thompson's kind of crazy. I saw his 3-point rating being 99. I think that's kind of wild.
You say he's at 4?
Huh?
Yeah, 5.
He's at
He's
5.
at 5. Well,
Yeah.
to me, that's a little low.
I agree. He's definitely better than the next 2 players. So
The next player is Joel Embiid
Yeah,
at,
it should be
at
said-
96
it should be
overall.
said, like what 2 through 5 are all the same rating. They're all 96.
Yeah, 93. Number 3 is KD at 96. Number 2 is LeBron at 96. So any of those guys you don't think are they right where they need to be, or?
I think Joel Embiid drops below. I think Joel Embiid's a 7.
Do you replace Embiid with Curry then?
Yes.
But they're both 96s.
Yeah.
No, Curry's a 95.
Really?
Yeah, and
Is he?
yep, he was
No, he's a 96.
No,
Is he?
Luka's a 95.
Oh shit, number
Yeah,
5,
Luke.
number 5 and 2. Okay, never mind
Okay.
then.
So Steph Curry jumps to 3 on my list. And
So
then,
Luka Giannis. Curry?
No.
Bro, you're such a so you're a Giannis hater, dude. I didn't know this about you. You're a
No.
Giannis hater?
Not at all. I don't think so. I think deeper bag. Like I said, going back to this, I think Giannis offensive. Dude, Giannis is not great offensively. He's not. He drives the lane and dunks. He's not a great shooter.
Did you say that about Shaq? Did Shaq have a deep bag? No, Shaq had 2 moves at best.
Okay.
What's the argument?
Those 2 moves led him to a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Shaq
and Giannis will be in the Hall of Fame. Giannis will go.
Giannis is not. Giannis was not as dominant as Shaq.
No, I'm not saying that. But
and Giannis is on a.
He is comparable. Shaq even said so himself. The only one who's comparable.
And Giannis is on. He crashed out early in the playoffs. Like you got to count that against him.
And you got to think about if Giannis was who Giannis was in Shaq's era, his game would be a lot more back to the basket. It's a different game. He's the ball handler of that. He's a 7-foot ball handler who guards 1 through 5, is dominant, gets 30, 15, 2 steals, 2 blocks a night, 7 assists, by the way, 6, probably 6, but whatever.
Second round of the playoffs. He crashed out early.
After coming off a championship, bro, and he had injuries. Okay.
I think that was the weakest championship run in a while.
Oh my goodness.
I think the Phoenix team was weak and not even close to ready. He had two first-year people in the playoff.
Being able to guard 1 through 5.
Not disagreeing with his defense.
Who could do that?
LeBron?
Not anymore. I knew you were going to say that. Not anymore.
LeBron can easily guard 1 through 5.
No, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm good on. I don't want LeBron guarding fucking De'Aaron Fox or some bullshit speedster. We're not doing that.
If you're telling me LeBron can't lock up De'Aaron Fox, then this discussion's over.
Dude, right now, as is, Giannis is a much more reliable 1 through 5 defender than LeBron.
Okay, but I'm not disagreeing. Giannis is also 10 years younger. So, I mean, that's not even the conversation we're having.
We're talking about current ratings on 2K.
Right, but you asked me who could guard 1 through 5. Yeah, but
here's the conversation.
You're asking me who could guard 1 through 5. LeBron could guard 1 through 5.
Consistently, no.
Yes, he can.
If LeBron was asked to guard the superstar in a playoff series, he would maybe a couple games. He wouldn't do it every game, and he damn sure wouldn't do it all regular season.
In the playoffs, especially, he would. Playoffs, no, he takes the regular season off. Fair, but playoffs, he locks people down.
Okay, so you're comparing him to the GOAT. You're one guy you can bring up to be like, well, LeBron could do it. Okay,
you asked me. Okay, asked though.
But you're saying you have LeBron? No, sorry, you have Luka as number 1.
Luka is better offensively, way better, bro. His bag is deeper.
Luka than who?
LeBron.
Then who?
Steph.
Then
Giannis. And I'm not saying like it's just a huge gap, bro. But I'm saying if anybody's the highest rating, I think it's Luka based on his playoff run from last year, and he's got a deep back, and he's more clutch. I consider him way more clutch than any of those players.
When you look at 2K though, you know that Giannis is going to be ranked higher because he's good at he is good at everything. Luka has a glaring bad spot. Giannis does not have a glaring bad spot.
Let me ask you something. When you play 2K, do you ever draft Giannis?
Yeah,
over Luka. You draft Giannis over Luka? You're lying. You're lying.
You know how many drafts I do.
I've
drafted everybody.
Every draft that you and I have played together, the number 1 pick. Have you ever picked Giannis?
I like to shoot threes. It's 2K. I like to shoot threes.
Okay, but I'm saying you don't pick Giannis. No one picks Giannis.
I beg to differ.
Giannis is left early in the postseason after winning a championship. He's got to be out of the top spot.
Top what?
He's got to be out of the top spot.
Oh, I thought you said out of the top 5.
No, he's definitely better than me.
Right. Who's the best? Who's the best in the league right now?
Best in the league right now.
Jimmy Butler.
Carmelo Anthony.
He's gonna say Tyler here.
No. As far as
Zion.
No, as much as here in a couple of years, I'll say that. I mean, yeah, I think it's between. I think you could say Curry, and then you could say, and Giannis, they're up there. They're both up in there. Doncic, I don't know how. I feel like he's a selfish player. He kind of drove out Kristaps from Dallas, so I'm not really a fan. So my opinion's not really good. You know, hey, Dylan's over there with wide eyes. So, like I said, I'm more of a casual fan of the NBA than.
Well, Brian's a Knicks fan, so he feels bad for Kristaps.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel bad. Now he's on the Wizards, right?
Wizards,
or some shit like that.
who even knows anymore?
For one knows reason, that's a weird ass team. The team doesn't know what they're doing.
All right.
Are we rebuilding? Are we reloading? We don't know.
Yeah. Well, now that Mitchell's in Cleveland, I think it's over for your rebuild.
Giannis is the best. Is number one, bro.
He's not.
Yeah. We kind of got to get moving. We're about hour 15 and we're not even to our main events.
Okay. All right. Let's just run.
So we're going to talk. We'll glance over week 1 college football real quick. Our fucking Hawkeyes looked like shit, but they won.
Fucking ass.
Looked like fucking terrible.
You might as well throw fucking Padilla at quarterback, dude. Peaches can't do anything.
Like you would not believe on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere fucking the amount of sarcasm people were putting on Facebook. I even got in on the fun. I was like, I posted something like, "Wow, Iowa's offense is loaded. How will anybody stop them?" Said no one ever.
Do you see what Iowa did with Brian Ferentz? Dude, they made him president of like the university instead of firing him. They basically promoted him just so he'd stop being offensive coordinator.
Oh God. Damn,
so he's no longer. So thank God he's not an offensive coordinator.
But our offense hasn't done fucking anything since he's left.
Yeah, Brian Ferentz can't fucking coach. He can't coach offense. He shouldn't be there in the first place. His daddy is the reason he was there.
But yeah, we looked terrible on offense. Defense looked great though. Special teams looked great. I mean, we won 2 out of the 3 phases, but
won the game.
We are gonna have to. I mean, I'm a Hawkeyes fan. Fuck the Cyclones. But
you think we beat them?
I don't know.
I don't think so. They're coming off a 42-10 win.
Yeah, I can't even say it, but it's a rivalry game, so it's like we could be 3-0 heading into this, and they could be 0-3, and it's a barn burner, or it's a good ass game and close one. Tate dipped out.
I think so. Fortunately. Anyway,
but no, it was a shit show game, but we got a win, and a win's better than a loss, even against a Division II powerhouse.
Garbage team, dude.
Albany State and North Carolina had just a barn burner of a game too. That was a hell of a game. I caught just the highlights of it because I mean, who's honestly gonna watch that game? But that was a fucking game.
Dude, Appalachian State seems to always pull shit out of their ass. Dude,
was it Appalachian State, or I thought it was Albany?
No, it was Appalachian because they're the ones that upset Michigan that many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I just could not fucking believe. Appalachian State has this kind of upset bid in them every year, and they almost did it. They almost pulled it off.
And then we had we had LSU and FSU, was it? Florida State and
LSU,
LSU was a good ass game too.
Great fucking game, dude.
That came down to a missed field goal or a blocked field goal.
Dude, blocked PAT, man. That's so crazy. The odds of that happening after all that hard work to fucking navigate the field.
It was.
And wasn't there like a penalty on the last play as well? To fucking get them one more play?
Yeah. Because
it was either like it was something. I thought
because
happened.
the quarterback or no, whoever ran out of bounds, and they were checking to see if it was out of bounds, or there's like 1 second left or something like that, or maybe or maybe they ran a play or something. It was they got in the end zone and they kicked the extra point, and it was game over from there. It was just it was insane watching that.
It's a great game.
So those were really the highlights. What was it? Notre Dame and Ohio State had a pretty close game. It was 21-10. Notre Dame looks like it's going to be pretty solid defensively. They hired their coach, their defensive coordinator, and I guess he really went out and tried to recruit like crazy. So they might be looking good here pretty soon. So
the unfortunate part about Notre Dame is they went up against probably Ohio State, who probably will be national champions. We'll see at the end of the year. But
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud is probably one of the most promising quarterbacks I've seen in a long time. So, Heisman Trophy winner for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that was college football for the first week. It's pretty good. Next week we'll kind of highlight a few of the close games like we did this time. So the main point of this show was we're going to talk about the our division predictions between the AFC and the NFC, and kind of tell you guys how we think the NFL is going to shake down this year, division by division. So you got your list, or do you have it in your mind?
Oh, I got it in my mind, dude. I got the names on the fly here.
I can't remember teams and divisions sometimes. I'm just like, I have to look up and be like, because I'll name 3 out of 4 teams, and I'll be like, who was the last one? Yeah. Especially like on the AFC South. It's like,
basically, you just give me the division and I'll throw the 4 teams out there and we'll kind of just go from there, honestly. I don't care what conference we start in.
So AFC, I have it north, east, west, then south on both AFC and NFC. So so who do you have for the AFC North?
So the AFC North, I think number one, obviously you got to go with the Bengals. I think that their offensive line was improved. The Steelers just aren't going to make it with Trubisky, I don't think, unfortunately. The Browns are going to be last because they lost Watson, and Brissett isn't going to be able to get them through. Isn't going to be able to get them to the playoffs. And the Ravens, I don't trust their wide receivers, and I don't trust Lamar Jackson. So I think they slot in at second or third. I think the Steelers could definitely finish second with Trubisky, but I think the Bengals easily win that division.
Mine's pretty much the same here. I've got the Bengals at number 1, Steelers at number 2. I think the Steelers defense carries them through until the offense kind of figures out what they do or how they're gonna, until they figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
And then the Ravens, I don't think the Ravens have done much in this offseason to kind of warrant, a step ahead, but then the Browns, like I said, I just don't think they won't be good until Watson's there, and then even then, he's gonna have some rust. How he sat out all of last year, right?
Yeah.
And then he's sitting out most of the season. He's gonna have some rust. So yeah, I think it's Bengals, Steelers, Ravens, Browns. I have the Bengals and Steelers making the playoffs out of this division.
Really? You're giving the Steelers a playoff or a wild card, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair enough.
AFC East. You want me to go ahead and then you go with your pick then?
Yeah, I'll pick after you. Go ahead, man.
Top of AFC East, obviously Bills. No question about it. They added Von Miller on defense. Their offense is top notch. I think they're obviously the number 1 choice here. I think they're the number 1 seed in the AFC. Dolphins at number 2. I have a surprise at number 3.
Oh no!
I have the Jets.
Oh god!
I think Sauce Gardner is gonna bring this defense to a whole new level. The additions they've made on offense hopefully, Zach Wilson can figure it out. I think he's got the weapons to kind of get the offense going. And I think for once the Patriots take a back seat in this division.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, they did spend a lot of money on defense, but I think it could be a tough division because I think the Jets are going to be tough this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could. I mean, I feel like 3 or 4. I mean, the Patriots are tough as usual. Coaching can get you pretty far too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just.
So my number 1 and number 2 are the same as you. I think the Bills are easily the number 1 seed in the AFC. I think they're light years above a lot of teams, especially with the addition of Von Miller. I think that's a big one. Dolphins too. Their upgrades this season are tremendous. Their offense is going to be dynamic. They got Tyreek, they got Jalen Waddle, they got Chase Edmonds in the backfield. Good receiving back as well, along with speed. And then they still got Mike Gesicki, who's a pretty good tight end.
Oh yeah, I got him as a tight end on a few fantasy teams. So.
Yeah, he's gonna be good. And then 3, I have the Patriots. I don't think the Jets are quite ready. I mean, Brees Hall, I think he's gonna be a monster his first season. I think he rushes for 10 to 1,200 yards. And I think he probably finishes the season with 9-10 touchdowns. I think he's rookie of the year.
Garrett Wilson, the rookie, he's pretty solid.
Garrett Wilson is good. Do they still have Jamison Crowder?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So I think Corey Davis is obviously their number 1. I think Wilson's going to be that third and kind of sit in the slot. I just think they're too young. I think they're well suited for the future. I think they got a young team and their team's going to be really good coming up. I just don't think they're quite ready yet. And I think the Patriots figure out a way to finish third. I don't think they make the playoffs. I think they're going to go like 8-8 probably, or what is it? 8-9, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I don't have the Dolphins making the playoffs. I only had the Bills making it out on AFC East.
I do have the Dolphins in the playoffs.
AFC West. I am going to be, this division can go anyway. Mm-hmm. Honestly. I don't think I'm being too much of a homer here. I went with the Raiders at number 1. I think that they're loaded on offense. The defense is, I think, underrated. I think that defense, I think we only added to our defense last year, and it was a defense that wasn't too bad, and it got us into the playoffs. They stood when they needed to, and then we add another good pass rushing edge in Chandler Jones. Our safeties are both pretty good, Abraham and Morig. I think we're trying to shore up our defensive line or linebacker with the upcoming, since free agency, there's Ndamukong Suh out there, and I think there's a couple linebackers that are decent, like Reggie Ragland and Alec Ogletree. I imagine we might try to add one of those. But Josh Jacobs, hell of a runner. Then we got other running backs like Bolden and Zamir White and Amir Abdullah, all good running backs that can do different things. We might switch out running backs like the Patriots did there for a while. Our wide receiving core, I think it's one of the best in the league. Our tight end's great too, and we got a guy that can sling the ball that hasn't had weapons like this ever. And he's been just slowly throughout his career just he's done great with whatever he's had, and whatever he's had has not been that great. He had Amari Cooper at one time and Michael Crabtree, and that was his best wide receiver duo. Having Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfrow, I think that's going to be a huge step up for him. I think this makes a big deal, or this makes a big jump for him. If we happen to trade Waller, Foster Moreau, who is the backup tight end out of LSU, very capable tight end. So I think he's not Waller, but if Waller is traded, I think Foster Moreau can come in there and be a great quality, reliable target there. I have Chargers at number 2. I think they're the young guns there. Chiefs, I have number 3 because I don't know. I just don't know about these Broncos. I don't know if they got the defense, but I don't know. New head coach. I think there's going to be some things he makes mistakes at, and he'll lose him a couple games. Those are my top 4 on the AFC West.
Fair enough. Number 1, pretty Broncos country.
Oh my God.
Let's ride. All right. So Broncos number 1. I think Russell Wilson's probably the biggest upgrade to the AFC West so far from last season. I think Khalil Mack's huge, but we'll get into that a little bit.
Not even Devontae Adams, the best receiver in the league.
I don't think so. I don't consider Devontae Adams number 1 first off. But
multiple people say he's number 1.
They do. I like Cooper Kupp, but I'm not saying Devontae Adams ain't close to Cooper Kupp, but I just like Cooper Kupp more. Yeah. So I got Broncos 1. I literally think the division from last year flips upside down, honestly. So I think Broncos finish 1. I think, like I said, I think Russell Wilson, he's a winner. It's what he does. I think Jerry Jeudy is going to have a shocking season. People are going to be surprised by him. They still have Courtland Sutton, who's he's a very good veteran wideout. They did lose Fant, so that's kind of a loss there. But and I can't remember who. I think it's Azubuike or something like that. I can't remember his tight end's name.
Agambugwa.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but they got Javonte Williams, who's coming into his own. He's going to be taking over more carries with Melvin Gordon kind of fading to the back there, and he's a great receiving back. I'd say he's one of the best in the league receiving. And I think their offense is just dynamic. I like their line. Their defense is pretty stout. I think it's all the defenses other than the Chiefs, I think, are vying for that top spot for defense wise. But I think the Broncos 1. I got Chargers 2, like you. They're young guns and they're coming. They're hungry. I think Mike Williams has one of the best seasons of his career. I think he kind of takes over for Keenan Allen coming up. I got the Raiders at 3. They upgraded. They did. I like Chandler Jones. I like Devontae Adams. Jesus. I like Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones. I think Khalil Mack just makes a bigger impact, especially paired with Joey Bosa. I know they got Max Crosby on the end with Chandler Jones, but I just like those two more together. And then I got the Chiefs last. I mean, I think they lost. Honestly, I don't like Juju Smith-Schuster as a 1. I don't know about Hilaire. We'll kind of see. They still have Travis Kelce, who's a top tight end, but I think this is Mahomes' by far worst season, and I think their defense is suspect. I mean, their defense has never been great, and that's why they typically lose big games. So,
do you think it's one of those where they have a down year and then they reload?
The Chiefs?
Yeah.
No, I think Patrick Mahomes' time ended last season. If he didn't win the Super Bowl last season, I think that's it. Because I think the Raiders are only going to get better. I think the Chargers rule the division moving forward after this year. And I think Patrick Mahomes' time is just done really in winning the division. I do think the Chargers and Raiders both make the playoffs. So I think I just don't think the Chiefs make it. But yeah, so I think they both make the playoffs by far too.
I had the Raiders and Chargers making it out of this one. Only because in the AFC South, I think there was only one team that I could think of that was so the AFC South, I have, I know everybody's dogging them, but I have the Colts taking a step up with Matt Ryan at the helm. He's a proven leader. I think he's got weapons around him that he can do stuff with. He's gonna have Jonathan Taylor to take off, release some of that pressure in the passing game. Their defense is pretty fucking rock solid. So that's why I have Colts at 1. I have the Titans at 2. I have the Colts and Titans making the playoffs on this one. I think the Titans are, especially with Derrick Henry. I think it's one of those things where he's that guy. He's that running back. He's that team that wills them to victory, basically. If Malik Willis gets in at any point during the season, he can help lead that team better than I think Tannehill will. He's got such just like he's dynamic. He can run the ball. He can he can pass the ball. He's gonna stretch the plays out longer than Tannehill can. Tannehill's a scrambler too, but I think Malik Willis is just that Michael Vick electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And if he gets in during the season, if he gets in and takes over for Tannehill, they could be making a late surge,
Absolutely.
Jaguars, I have them at number 3. I think the Jaguars are going to take a step up this year because I think new coach. I think Trevor Lawrence. I think this is going to be more of Trevor Lawrence's rookie year than last year was. Last year was a fucking train wreck with Urban Meyer. I don't think you can really look at his rookie year and say quarterback or bust. I don't think we can truly evaluate him based on last year. And then they've got Etienne and Robinson at running back. I think those guys are both pretty good options at running back. Robinson proved last year that he can handle the load. Having Etienne there to do like change of pace or maybe even 50-50 split, I think that's a great combination for them. And then I have Texans at 4. They're in a deep rebuild right now.
Yeah. So mine is literally the same as you. I was debating, man. I was flipping between Titans and Colts. I think the Colts. I think with Michael Pittman and I think with him and Matt Ryan, they're going to form a pretty good connection. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to do what he does. Their offensive line had some improvements. Their defenses, like you said, they will shut you down. Titans, I have them second as well. Like I said, my whole list is the same as yours here. I don't think the Titans make the playoffs. I think the Raiders have just too good of a record for them. I think Tannehill's a game manager. Unfortunately, now I think he's kind of pushed himself into that role. I think Malik Willis is definitely the future there. Like you said, I kind of get that Vic feel. I think he's got the potential to be a better Lamar Jackson with a better arm there. And then Jacksonville, I do have them getting a little bit better. They got a Super Bowl winning coach in Doug Peterson. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. I don't. Does he have a better season last year? I don't know. They talk about the sophomore slump. He had a rookie slump.
Peterson is a quarterback guru, they say.
He is, and he did wonderful things with Wentz. I think Etienne's huge. I think he takes over the main role over James Robinson, although I love James Robinson. And then, yeah, like you said, for Texans, they just need some help. So I don't think they win a game. Personally, I can't see David Mills winning a game. They do have Brandon Cooks, Damon Pierce, who he's a serviceable back, I guess, but I don't think their defense is good. I don't think their offense is any better. I think they win no games. And yeah.
So our playoffs basically look the same with but instead of having the Steelers in, you have the Broncos, which I have the Broncos because I have the Broncos last in mine. So I have Bengals, Steelers, Bills, Raiders, Chargers, Colts, and Titans.
I have the Bengals, Dolphins, Bills.
I thought you said you didn't have the Dolphins in the playoffs.
No, I do. I do have the Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
I have the Dolphins. I have the Bills. I have Bengals, obviously, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, and then Colts.
Okay. My number 1 seed was the Bills. So is that probably yours too?
Yeah, for sure. They're the best team in the AFC.
All right. On to the NFC. We'll start out with the North again. That's your division.
All right, here we go. Here
All
we go.
right.
Here we go. Okay. Sit back, everybody.
You go first on this one.
Yeah. Sit back. Get yourself a drink real quick. All right. Maybe some alcohol because you might need it after this. All right. Number one. Here we go. You guys ready? The Lions. The Lions, number one.
What?
They're going to win.
What?
Okay. So hear me out. Okay. The Lions offense is loaded. Goff. Everybody talks shit on Goff about last season. All right. It was his first year with a rookie coach. All right. We didn't have receivers. We had Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was a rookie himself. And we had TJ Hawkinson, who was kind of hurt the whole year. Swift was kind of nagging with a little bit too. Swift's back. Hawkinson's ready. We got Jameson Williams. He's out for the first 4 weeks preparing from his ACL, but he's lightning. All right. And he's dynamic. And you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's just a solid possession wide receiver. So our offense is loaded. We got one of the best offensive lines in the league. I will say that. We got Frank Ragnow at center. We got Jonah Jackson, right guard, right tackle. We got Taylor Decker, kind of a question mark. We'll kind of see. And then left guard, we got Vanoi. I can't pronounce
Sewell? Did you say Sewell?
Sewell's left tackle, and he's a stud. So I think our offense is going to be dynamic. And people forget that Jared Goff threw for almost 5,000 yards before. So I think he's going to have an incredible year. I think he has a chance at comeback player of the year. I think people are sleeping on that. And I think the Lions go 11-6.
And the top of the division, huh?
Top of the division.
Who's your 2 through 4, though?
Okay. 2. Here we go. I'm picking the Vikings. I think the Vikings offense, again, just as dynamic. They got Dalvin Cook. They got Jefferson, who's obviously top 3 running back or wide receiver. Sorry. They got Adam Thielen, him and Hunter Renfrow, I like them both. I think they're both the same. They're very similar players, very possession build, and they catch a lot of touchdowns out of that slot. Good tight end. Like I said, they have Dalvin Cook. Their offensive line's always been kind of sketchy. But their defense, they got Harrison Smith at safety. I trust him more than I trust any safety in terms of tackles. And I think they're close. I think they're a close 10-6 or 10-7. Packers are next. I think they have a down year. I mean, they don't have a wide receiver. They don't have a number one. None of them are good. Alan Lazard is listed as their number one. He's average, bro. And he'd be lucky to make it as a third string on most teams. Randall Cobb's old. Sammy Watkins old. I do like their backs and Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. I don't like their line. Tanyan's okay. And I think their defense, they have Yair Alexander, obviously probably one of the best corners, but I think it's a down year, and I think Aaron Rodgers kind of screwed their team in the foot, accepting so much money. And then obviously last place, the Bears. Don't get me started. Justin Fields, they're throwing him into a role that's unfair. Darryl Mooney, he might be okay as a number one. Other than that, their team sucks. It's ass. Again, one of the worst teams. They might win 2 or 3 games.
Worse than the Texans?
No, the Texans don't win. Texans don't win. Unless they play the Bears, then maybe.
Mine is a little bit different than yours. I have the Vikings at the top of this division. I think it's finally the time for the Vikings to do something. They've got a new coach with a different mindset. I think Kirk Cousins might actually do something this year, maybe with this coach. Maybe they'll give him the reins a little bit more. Jefferson's always a stud. Thielen's a stud. Irv Smith's not bad at tight end. Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison. The defense is stout and tough. I think they'll be the top of this division. Will they do anything in the playoffs?
Probably
Fuck
not.
no.
Probably
They never
not.
do anything in the playoffs.
Miss a field goal to beat the Seahawks.
The Vikings are my second team. My grandpa was a huge Vikings fan, so I always root for him. Number 2, I'm gonna break your heart because I'm gonna go with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, I think, just always finds a way to make something out of nothing. Like I feel like he's gonna do that again. He'll be the second in the division. Maybe now that they won't be the number 1 seed in the playoffs, maybe he'll do something, but I doubt it. Playoffs and the Packers here lately have not been good. I think they do take a step down. I think Aaron Rodgers probably is not the same MVP caliber that he has been before. And then the Lions I have at 3, but I have them. I would say they're probably going to be something like 9-8 this year. And just because I think they're in the process of building something good, it's not a negative that I put them at 3. I think they're on the right path. I think they're that 9-8. They're gonna get free agents are gonna see, hey, we're doing something here. This is a place that I want to be. I want to be part of this culture, and they will be, like you said, the future of this division for the years to come. They've got good young talent. I think just next year might not be the year that they do it, but predicting them at 9-8, that means they could go also 10-7 or 11-6. There's games that are like they're lenient. I have a futures bet on them to win more than 6 games. I think that's a fucking lock. I'm already gonna spend the money.
For sure. If they don't win 6 games, then I don't know what I'll do. I'll be just saddened for the rest of my life.
So yeah, that's the NFC North. The Bears last, obviously. I'm no hate, Dave. It just
they suck. They suck. I'm sorry.
Dave said though they're good until they're shit, right?
They're gonna be shit off the get.
All right. Moving on to the NFC East. We got you want me to start out this one since you started out the last one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, NFC East, we got this one's a little bit of a tricky situation here. Eagles are going to be my first pick. They're going to be number 1 in this division. I think they've got great offensive line. They got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard at tight end. Their running back Sanders, and then was Gainwell.
Yeah, Kendall.
Gainwell. He's looking to be. He might be a starter or at least splitting carries. Looked really good. I think they are a team to be looking out for. I had a really hard time on my number 1 seed because I almost have the Eagles in that number 1 seed position, but I just don't think yet. Number 2, I have the Cowboys. They're gonna be all right, I think. Dak is. I hate saying positive things about the Cowboys. I do. I'm an admitted hater, but not like terrible. Like Dak, I think people overrate Dak, and I'm gonna get so much hate from certain people that are Cowboys fans. But I think Dak is just, I don't know. They're gonna throw stats at me and bullshit like that, but I don't know. It's the same thing people do with me in Carr. So it's like Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, all same quarterback. They're good until they're average until proven amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that way they can't talk shit to me because I even put my quarterback in there. Gallup and CD Lamb. I think CD Lamb's gonna pick up a lot of that slack. Gallup was good in the slot, but I think he was slot. I think because Cooper and Lamb were 1 and 2. I think
he's suspended for 4 games.
Yeah, he's suspended, so they're gonna have to play without him. Schultz, that Schultz is a pretty solid tight end. Having Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, that's a good running back tandem. Their defense is always fucking sound. I think those first 4 games without Gallup, it's probably gonna be end up like a 2-2 situation, and then they're gonna barely squeak in the playoffs at like 10-7 or 11-6. But yeah, and then I have the Commanders at 3. I think they're like the Lions. They're doing the right things to where they're gonna win some games they probably shouldn't have, and they're gonna get like that 9-8, 8-9, maybe 7-10 record, but they're gonna look like they're gonna keep games close. People want to go there. The Giants, I want the Giants to do well. I want Danny Dimes to do well, but I think they're a 5-12 team or 6-11. I just, they have a new coach too, don't they?
Yep.
So, new coach, figuring out who they want at quarterback. I think it's gonna be tough for them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep. I also have the Eagles at 1. I think they're a Super Bowl contender. I think trading for AJ Brown was huge. Their offense is stacked now. They got Miles Sanders back there still, who's a great back, and they got good backs behind him. Jalen Hurts, who I think is an underrated quarterback. I think people are severely underestimating him in terms of his skill. So I got the Eagles number 1 there. The Cowboys at 2, their defense, like you said, is stacked. I mean, they got one of the best corners in Tevon Diggs. They got Micah Parsons, who is just a fucking monster on the edge.
Lawrence too.
They did lose Randy Gregory to the Broncos. But I don't think that's a bigger loss as people think. I do have the Broncos I do have the Cowboys second. Third, I actually have the Giants. I think what is his name? Tooney? What's his name? Tony. Kadarius Tony. I think he's going to be a great addition with Galladay. We'll see if Galladay can stay healthy. We'll see if Saquon can stay healthy. I like Daniel Jones. And then last, I have the Commanders. I love the Commanders, but unfortunately, they're already dealing with drama with their running back getting shot. I think that's kind of put people a little off the topic of football a little bit there. They are without Chase Young. I can't remember for how many games. I know he's hurt. So they're without Chase Young for a few. Carson Wentz, new system. I like Carson Wentz. I think he's an upgrade to what they definitely had, but I just think the Giants are in a better win now mode compared to the Washington Commanders moving forward.
Moving on to the NFC West, I'll have you start this one. I think this is a tougher division than people think.
Okay. So I got the defending champs with the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the 1 seed in the playoffs. I think they go 13 and probably 4. And I think they're the favorites to repeat. They did lose Von Miller, which most people would think, oh man, what a loss. But they replaced him with Bobby Wagner. I mean, and Bobby Wagner is just a stud in himself and was getting wasted in Seattle. So I don't think they lost too much there. They still have Aaron Donald, who's hungry. I think he's going to try to come back and repeat. They have the best corner in the league, of Jalen Ramsey on the outside. And then their offense, I think, got more dynamic. Still holding out on Odell Beckham, see if he ends up rejoining the team midseason. They have the best wide receiver, in my opinion, Cooper Kupp. They added Allen Robinson from the Bears, he's a pretty damn good number 2. They got Cam Akers back fully healthy. I think he's going to be crazy good this season as well.
He was good in the playoffs.
He was in the game he came back from injury. And then Stafford, a lot of people don't know Stafford was playing with a bad elbow half of last season. So he's coming back, no restrictions, McVay's saying. So I think he has one of his better seasons, and I think they're number 1. Number 2. Ooh, I'm going to go the Arizona Cardinals. I don't like Kyler Murray. I think he can be a distraction sometimes, but his talent is undeniable. I think them losing Hop for the first 6 games kind of hurts. They did lose Chandler Jones, who's a big ouch too for them to lose. They did add Zach Ertz last season from the Eagles, He's got a full season with Kyler Murray. I think he plays really well. They got Hollywood Brown from the Ravens, who could be the steal of all steals if he ends up panning out with Kyler. So I have them at 2. 3, I have the 49ers. I don't know about Trey Lance. I can't put if Trey Lance lives up to the hype that people are putting him on, then they're number 2 easy. But I just can't trust Trey Lance right now. I like Elijah Mitchell a lot. We'll see what Debo does now that he's got his money. Their defense is obviously stacked with Nick Bosa there, Fred Warner in the middle. Their defense is loaded, but I just can't trust Trey Lance to get it done. And then last is Seahawks. I mean, Geno Smith's their starter, for crying out loud. They do have Metcalf. I love me some Metcalf.
Metcalf's like my favorite.
Yeah, I think they need to trade him, get him the hell out of there, and then kind of just enter that rebuild, finish off that rebuild there.
Get some value out of him before they hurt him.
For real.
I have the exact same. I have Rams going first in the NFC West, Cardinals second. I think
I
Murray is gonna respond to all this negative criticism with some solid quarterback play. I think having Hollywood Brown, there for the first 4 games, and then when they have him and D-Hop, I think that's gonna make the offense even more explosive. Then the 49ers I think they took a step back. And is Lance starting, I take it, this season?
Trey Lance is the starter for week 1, yeah.
So don't know much about him. He sat most of his rookie year. Didn't have much extensive packages for him to play last year. And then the Seahawks, they're in rebuild mode, not reload mode. So don't know the quarterback situation. Geno Smith's the starter. What's going to happen when he doesn't play up to expectations? Drew Lock's not much better. Bring in Trace McSorley.
Yeah, he just got cut, although he's on the practice squad, I think.
Oh, with the Cardinals?
Yep. I think they signed him to the practice squad.
I mean, I root for Trace McSorley.
Yeah, absolutely.
His preseason tape looked phenomenal.
It was all right. Yeah, Trace McSorley's not a bad quarterback. I mean, Chase Daniels is still in the league, for crying out loud. So yeah. And I'm not saying like Chase Daniels is bad. He's a solid backup quarterback. That's what he's been around to do. But I can't imagine Trace McSorley doesn't find a team.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my pick for the NFC West. I have the Rams and Cardinals making it out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Next we go to the NFC South. I'll go ahead and start with this one since you started the last one. I have the Buccaneers at number 1. Tom Brady reloaded that team again. They get Russell Gage until Godwin gets, make sure he's 100%. Evans over there, 3 good solid wide receivers, just like when they had Antonio Brown. They'll spread the ball around. Gronk won't be back this year, but they have Brady or something like that.
Yeah, Cameron Brate.
Have him at tight end. Who he's not the most exciting, but I think he's serviceable. He's no Gronkowski. The defense there is solid. When we talked about our starting a franchise, most of their linebackers were on our squads. They're tough offensively and defensively. Brady's, on his last hurrah. They're gonna push this thing. They're gonna push the envelope on this. Number 2, I have the Saints. I think famous Jameis if he can stay healthy all year long, this team is gonna be good as well. They're not gonna be good as the Buccaneers. I have them missing the playoffs though. But I think they are a team that is very talented. Kamara, Michael Thomas is back. Their defense is pretty stingy as well. I think they'll be number 2. I'm mainly putting it on Jameis because I think Jameis can be a quarterback that can lead a team to some victories. Then I got the Panthers. The Panthers and Saints could actually be interchangeable, especially if how Baker plays, and then if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy. That's the big thing on that. The Falcons, I just don't think they're there yet. I think they don't have a true running back. Cordell Patterson's is a running back, quotations. They got next year they could bump up, because I mean they're gonna have Ridley and Drake London. That's a pretty solid duo. Kyle Pitts. If they bring in a running back next year, this team offensively could surprise some people. Work on their defense a little bit. They could be up there, especially if Brady retires. That's my NFC South.
Alrighty. So my NFC South is going to kind of shock some people too, I think. And this is just because I'm kind of getting this sense. So number one, I'm going to pick the Saints. I think Jameis coming back. I think he's a slinger. He will throw picks. Obviously, that's what Jameis does. But before he got hurt last season, he was looking good. Yardage wise, he wasn't looking the greatest. I get that, but I mean, he was throwing touchdowns left and right. Very little picks, it seemed like. They do have Kamara, who he's got some issues he's going on with, but from what I've read, they're saying his suspension won't be till next year. I think Michael Thomas coming back fully healthy. I think he's ready to go. I think they got Olave, the rookie. I think he's going to be a good number 2, complement very well off of Thomas.
I forgot about Olave until you said about he was a good pick up for them in the first round, right?
Yeah.
First round. It was first round, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. If not early second. But I got Tampa Bay too. Tom Brady is just a question mark, man. He's got some issues going on at home, some serious ones, and I cannot feel like they're not going to impact him this season. He was so. It seemed like he was so sure it was over, his time was over, that he felt the need to announce retirement, and then just kind of switching back halfway through the year, and then also taking that leave away. I don't think he played a single preseason snap. I just don't know if his head's in football currently, and I just don't know. We'll just kind of see. He is 45. I'm not saying that he's going to take a down year, but I definitely think his focus is away from football right now. 3, I do have the Panthers. Baker's a huge, I say huge. He's definitely an improvement compared to Sam Darnold. No offense to Sam Darnold. He just was never going to live up to that first round pick he got. Baker obviously not living up to his first overall pick either, but him with DJ Moore, I think that could be a good pairing if CMC says healthy. We'll see what they can do. And then the Falcons last, obviously. I think they're in tanking mode, honestly. If I was them, I'd tank. Like you said, they get Calvin Ridley back next year anyway. They got Drake London, who's a rookie. He'll get some playing time this year. They got Cordero, like you said. I think they got a rookie, though. They got a rookie running back behind him. That's not too bad.
I saw that, too. I can't remember. Was it Algier or something like that?
Yeah. Alligator or something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was
Tyler
Algier,
Alligator.
but maybe it's Algar. I can't remember.
I don't know. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that are going to look good this year coming into the draft with CJ Stroud, like I said. I think he's the consensus number 1 overall. I think a lot of people are going to try to tank for him. The Georgia quarterback, Jarrett Stidham or whatever. He's fucking phenomenal. I can't believe his accuracy. And then you got Young from Alabama. So I think they need a tank. I don't think they get the number 1 pick because I think the Texans are just downright awful. They're a little league team. So yeah, I think Falcons are last in that division there.
Yep. I have the playoffs for mine being Packers, Eagles, Cowboys, Rams, Cardinals, and Bucks, and Vikings.
Yeah.
Did I say that? Vikings, Packers, Eagles, Cowboys, Rams, Cardinals, Bucks, and I have my number one seed being the Rams. So my number one seed being the Rams and Bills. I think that would actually be a pretty dynamite Super Bowl.
Great Super Bowl. I have obviously the Rams at 1, and then I got the Eagles. I got the Cowboys because they always seem to make it 8 as well. I got the Lions, Vikings, and Saints. I don't know, man. Something just tells me that Tampa Bay is kind of, they don't know where they're at. Bruce Arians quitting and becoming
he got pushed
whatever.
out. He got pushed out.
Well, he's VP, right, of operations.
Yeah,
or shit
something
now.
like that. They gave him a title, so they didn't have to really fire him. But
and then they got Todd Bowles, he's defensive. He's good defensively. Their defense is already good. But like I said, I don't think Tom Brady's mind is in football. I question if he plays a full season without retiring again mid-season. We'll see though.
Well, I think we're going to cut it right there. We were going to talk about the awards, but we're at about 2 hours. So,
yeah, we'll definitely save that for next, and probably pre-show next time. We'll try to get Tate's division picks as well.
Well, hopefully get his computer up and running, and then we don't have to worry about his phone dying. So
right. But we should probably still get his picks for the pre-show next time.
Oh yeah, we could definitely do it. Just remind us to put it in there. So
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and delete all our pre-show topics for 9.
Yeah, fair enough.
Then put it 9:13 here, and then everything is good. We will see you guys back next week. Dylan, I will see you tomorrow though, man. We work together, so
yep, absolutely, man.
Yeah, you guys will work with me till about 2. Then I gotta peace out, go get a haircut,
you got the RVTV, right?
Yep, and then get a haircut, beard trim, and go to that event, and then have some fun. It's gonna be some fun family fun. That'll be great.
I'm back in Centerville Friday, unfortunately.
Someday you'll be down here with us the whole time.
Well, luckily it's this Friday, and then next week I'm there in Centerville one time, and that's the rest for the month. So
nice. All right, man. Well, we'll see you guys later.
All right, catch you guys.
See ya.